the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. We'll be jamming here on a Thursday. 8:30 we tuning in, yeah. When you all the fed, the food and the music, we'll be talking about everything. When you rock the box, that's the spot. So you want to hear about events and things. Rock the box, that's the spot. Want to know which music in tongue popping. Rock the box, that's the spot. Where we discussing all your favorite things. Rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box. The box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box.
It is Thursday evening. It's your boy JC. Peace and love to you. What did you do today? Tell me. I'm ready to listen, but I'm telling you what I'm about to do. We're about to take flight. We'll take this to about 100,000 feet, crash the whole thing, and pretend nothing happened. Thursday evenings, as usual, we go bonkers just because it is. It's the day before Friday. Friday's the day before the weekend. You know what happens on the weekend? We getting ready to go to Labucan. We getting ready to do a whole lot of things. We also getting ready for the King of the Grill. It's set for the 7th of June inside of Mount Rouge, and it promises to be an experience out of this world. There's some lady, some mom that's thinking, all the other disposable wares that I use, they're too expensive. I need to get something that's much more reasonable. Somebody says, Dr. Marco, and that's what it's going to be. I see dolphins, I see Yogu, I see Divine. Let me tell you who's in the studio with me. I brought some of my very dear friends. So we'll start with, the first night she came in, she was rather bashful. She says, I'm scared. I don't know how to do this. Now she's become, well, look at the laugh. She's, Grenada, do I need to say anything else to you? Lady Alexander, it's another Thursday. This is actually the 4th Thursday in a row that we're doing this. How are you?
I'm great and wonderful, blessed and highly favored. Just
and when we spoke, you did highlight the fact that is not just an expression.
No, it's not just an expression.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life. It's how I see life, you know. Even in the difficulties, there's something good from it. So I always, think positive.
And when you say difficulties, you were not referring to Francis Urias Peters, were you?
No.
No?
No.
Francis Urias Peters, my brother, I don't know why you seem a little bit... You don't seem to be in your comfort zone tonight, my dear brother.
It has been a long day, Joe.
How long was your day? 24 hours or 26?
Maybe 28.
28?
Yes.
So do you know what the problem is?
It's not a problem, it's just the reality. I had to get up earlier than I've ever risen in my how many years of living to go to get my car inspected. I didn't realize it was March 15. Then afterwards, a number of other things, and a meeting, and then here I am.
And then here you are. Sam, it has been a while. You've made your way into the confines of the GBN. What has brought you here?
I'm supporting Mr. Peters here, as I do most times.
You supported him?
Yes.
So you hold his hand, you go get his food,
whatever he needs me to do.
So you the gopher guy?
Why not? I've had experience with that too.
Sam, go for this.
As the youngest of 6 children, I'm very accustomed to taking orders, especially from a soldier.
So folks, that's the plan this evening. We got a team, my boy from inside representing the ambassador from Distillers. He's also in here. And later on we'll do some drink mix. And I have a very special friend. She's very shy. She says to me, soft-spoken, And she keeps everything. She wears it, she keeps it close to her heart. I did tell her I was going to mention that she's in studio, but then I changed my mind. And folks, this was my phone that just went off there. I'm not sure why it isn't on vibrate, but if you ever find yourself live on television and your phone rings, be sure you say, "Speak, Lord." Thy servant listening, because it better be Jesus that's calling you. You hear, Francis? It better be Jesus that's calling you. So we've gotten to realize that I have to report, Francis, do you use almond milk?
No, sir.
Have you ever used almond milk?
I may have. I can't remember. I think I may have.
Do you have a reason that would allow you to want to use almond milk?
I don't know.
Yeah?
I can't answer the question.
Sam, you've used almond milk before?
I've tasted it.
You tasted it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not necessarily for me.
Not for you?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I can deal with it.
Yeah. Well, Lady Alexander, I want you to know that the box you gave me last week, I tasted it, and it tastes wonderful. Honestly, the first thing I was impressed with is it is thick, the texture. I was expecting when I opened it, whoosh, you know how these things run on these days, eh? Even when you open certain tins of milk, I'm not going to make reference to anyone in particular, but when we were growing up, Francis, there was a particular tin of milk, condensed milk, that we knew when you popped it, you had to turn it upside down and let it run for a while. Not these days, you know. As soon as you pop it, the whole thing runs off on the counter.
But Jesse, I told you that 2 things you will not get at Budget Foods. You remember what they were?
Do I remember? 2 things you would not get at expensive products.
Expensive product and substandard quality. Substantial quality.
And I was impressed.
Substandard quality, thank you.
First, the quality, because the price, I was just shocked. And even when I went home, I was thinking, okay, when I pour this out of the box, it's going to reveal its true self, Sam. And I'm waiting, and I'm saying, now it is time. Reveal yourself to me. And Francis, nothing happened. It remained just the same.
You know, one of the ladies that won, she actually came in and she bought over $100 worth of goods. She went with this big bag going out. She bought 3 of the almond milks.
Francis, Uriah Peters, have you ever shopped at Budget Foods?
No, yeah.
Yes? No?
No.
No? Why not?
That's a difficult question to answer. I mean, a lot of places I've not shopped before.
There's a lot of places you haven't shopped?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? In New York, there might be a lot of places you haven't shopped.
I haven't traveled on a plane in 10 years.
So I need to ask Sister Ann that question.
Maybe, yes.
No, maybe. So, folks, at this time, we're getting ready for King of the Grill. It is all, we counting down the days and time. If by chance you have not completed your registration form, whether for the grilling component or just as a vendor, whether you want to do just face painting, whatever it is, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss that experience. Francis, what has your experience at King of the Grill been? And I'm assuming reasonably that you have been to one of those events over the past 12, 13, 14 years.
Well, that's a wrong assumption, Joe. I passed by, but I never attended a King of the Grill. So you see, you're setting yourself up and you're setting yourself up with the 2 questions?
No. That's why the question says, I'm thinking reasonably. So Sam, I mean, I don't know, I'm an old GBSS boy, you know. That's my get to the jail card. In case you say no, but I'm thinking reasonably. It might be reasonable to assume. And nothing's wrong with the assumption. But we'll talk about King of the Grill. But I know there's one conversation that makes you get quite excited. before you get into the specifics, remind folks, for maybe somebody that's checking in for the first time, Labukan Center, what happens there?
Well, there are two components of Labukan. There's the allied healthcare program, where we focus on on training, EMTs, care of the elderly. You have nursing assistants. So that's one aspect, and that the space for that is at the villa. That's where the former Alliance Francaise building is, right at the villa there. So that's one. And then at the GCNA complex, we focus a lot there. We have a theater space there. There we focus on the performing arts, particularly theater and drama. In fact, that's the reason why we have a play running right now called Rivals, right there. And Joe, as we're going to throw the ball in your court, have you ever been to Labukan? Don't answer the question.
No, I can answer the question.
You're going to come to see this play.
No, okay. I was going to answer the question that was posed at me. Have you ever been to Labukan?
Yes.
And the answer, unequivocally, is yes.
Okay.
You didn't ask me when and in what capacity. So the answer was going to be yes. Of course, I've been there. So tell me, there's a play that's on?
Yes, a play called Rivals. Started two weekends ago. This weekend is going to be the third weekend. And it has been going pretty good thus far. The last Sunday, that was Mother's Day, we had a full house, for which we were grateful. And as you see, Samuel Ogilvie is one of the actors in the play. Yeah, so he will tell you later on about his character and give you a little bit more detail. I'm the writer and the director. But it's a play that was staged. This is the third edition of Rivals. The first time it was staged was in 1991 at the Marisho Folk Theatre. We staged it 2016 or 2017, Sam? 2017 at the Spice Basket. And now we are doing it at Labukan Creative Center at GCNA Complex. And a 5-weekend run. Yeah.
1991, here we are 2025.
Yes.
Why?
34 years ago. Yes.
Why though? Why is it back?
Well, playwriting that's one of the amazing things is that a play is never technically quote unquote completed. If a play is well written, you can always restage, and I guess the same thing you can say about a movie that is well done. It can be appreciated no matter 50 or 100 years from now. And Rivals is a universal story. You know, and so we have used it and even tweaked and edited to address some of the real life and the social issues here. It's a story between two young men in love with the same young lady. But apart from that, there are a lot of issues that we highlight. Like one guy wants to be a politician, and one of the issues is he's highlighting some of the ills. Because we say here, Grenada is a wonderful place, a blessed place to live in, but still the social infrastructure is still fractured. Right. So you'll see some of the issues that he will be highlighting, which adds to the conflict and adds to the complications of the plot.
If you needed two fellas in love with the same woman, you need to get Sam. I could find two fellas to you.
I agree.
Right off the cuff. I mean.
Yes.
So you have Sam, and tell me who was some of the other actors.
Well, so Sam is acting as Patrick, the one who wants to run as an independent candidate in the upcoming election. You have Demali Philip. She's a graduate of our theatre course last year of the 9-month theatre arts course, and she's playing the role of Faye. You have Pianki Toussaint, who's playing the role of Alvin, because the play also was commissioned by the University of the West Indies as Marisho House. So Alvin is in that role. He's a graduate of university, because we had to make a plug for UWI. You have Hannah Nisha Douglas. She's playing the role of an editor who comes to Grenada. She's editor of a magazine to interview Alvin's mother. And then you have Kathy Ann James. Kathy Ann plays the role of Nen. She's a matriarch of the story. They're telling the story about her son and the friends, and so she's like the storyteller who sets up the story, and from there, then the action and the plot unfolds.
And you know by virtue of her name, you can tell her age, right? And that should be the matriarch. You know, there's some names once you hear it, you start thinking. So you hear a name like Isabella. Who names their children, their child or children, Isabella Sam in this day and age? Or Ezekiel?
But I would tell you, Joe, that's what I listen to sometimes if I'm on the radio. And I'm driving and I'm listening to the obituaries. That's what I do to myself. I try to guess. When I hear the name, I say, well, she's 74. If I hear what is about the name, I say that she might be 35.
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, Hezekiah.
Alexander, do you do that?
If you're Hezekiah, that person is in the 90s.
Or Emmanuel. Nobody actually named it. These days we have that kind of soft, sweet, more than sexy name. Celia and Stacy and those kind of nice names.
You have a lot of folks giving the children African names also.
True.
You can identify.
That's true.
So
That's true. You have a lot of Ronaldos around, Messi, everybody's.
Like footballers?
Yeah, but it's part of the news cycle, but as you said, it's part of the culture. When you hear the name, you start thinking, I wonder what era. Who names their child that anymore? So, Sam.
Yes, sir.
I understand you went to the GBS, is that?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah?
Just like my father.
Just as your father.
And most of my brothers who went to school here.
Right. So you're part of a well-groomed and well-privileged line that you've joined Francis and I.
Indeed.
There might be some SAS guys listening to here on PBC. Yeah? So,
I want them to listen. Yeah. I want them to listen.
Yeah. Non-parma sine labore.
No reward without labor. And not just that, Don. While we've had some SAS guys listening, we have some folks that are alumni of the St. Rose Modern Secondary. Is it St. Maurice? Yes. St. Rose Modern Secondary. Yeah, we had quite a colorful conversation about that school. Yeah, but I wouldn't call names. I promise not to call names. But let's talk. Let's talk about the rivals. Your role. We're going to start the conversation by Lady Alexander going to close her eyes, and I want you to paint a picture in her mind and the mind of all the other listeners and viewers.
So you're demanding that she close her eyes?
Yes. Are you going to... She normally follows instructions. Well, she normally follows instructions.
That's not always good,
What is you going to say the
Why you... Sam, take us there.
Imagine a young man finding his place in the world, kept in Grenada. Opportunities extended, perhaps missed, perhaps given to someone else, perhaps someone close to him. And he has to make do on his own, with his own steam. Perhaps a tinge of envy, because the person that got the opportunity that he wanted has everything that he wanted. The opportunity to travel, the love of his life. And then one day he hears a knock on his door. And who should be on his doorstep than the love of his life, who apparently, maybe, has been abandoned by the other person who took his opportunity. So opportunities present themselves. And perhaps the young lady has some motive behind the visit, but either way, opportunities for both. And somehow love flourishes where perhaps there shouldn't be any. And now imagine, 5 years after that fateful encounter, he break a comeback. What possible drama could unfold there?
What possible drama could
Possible drama.
I don't know.
Come see the play, bro.
Come see it.
And you given the narration, and one of the things that you of course, for persons when you come to see it, it is the theme itself is not one that's far-fetched, Francis.
Not at all.
It's not one that's pulled out from some back end of some old storybook. It is something, the reality that we all live. If we don't live it directly, we know of somebody who has been through that. And you see, Miss Alexander's nodding her head. She's nodding.
Not me, though.
Well, thanks for clearing that up. So Sam, I want you to get in the role and just give us a little sneak peek, a little snippet as to what that character is like on stage.
Well, by virtue of the life he's lived, Patrick Ambrose, my character, he's a very proud man. He's very proud of what he's accomplished. And, of course, to be in the public eye as a politician or an aspiring politician, he needs to have a certain bravado, and that comes naturally to Patrick Ambrose. I wouldn't say that comes naturally to me. But his character is smart, and he wears that on his sleeve. He is forceful vocally when he needs to be. He has to persuade a lot of people. I'm running through my mind which lines I should say because I don't want to spoil too much of the plot. But he's certainly very passionate about Grenadian issues, and especially because he is a champion of the youth. So one of the things he says early on in his meeting with Faye, that's the female character played by Damali Phillip, who he realizes he's loved. When she comes to visit him, he really tells her and looks for confirmation from her about the social issues that youth are facing. Her character has seen that he's been popular. He's in newspapers. He's out at the meetings, public hall meetings, town hall meetings, that kind of thing. And he tells her that, I have to be that voice for the youth because 80% of children in the Caribbean say that they hate school, and in Grenada is no different. You see the rise of truancy levels. Students who should be in school are out on the street doing God knows what. The consumption of alcohol, gang violence is on the rise. Drugs being taken, drugs that are designed for children, looking like candy, so it's easy for them to just pop it. It's not a scary pill or something like that. And he says, if we don't change something soon, we'll be fulfilling the words of Singing Sandra, who admonishes us that there's a lost generation out there, and if we do not find them, they will find us.
I'm getting the sense that this play captures, as I think you hinted to that, all of those social issues and the social ills that we're faced with, Francis?
Yes, yeah, but that's not the real meter. It's just that we take the opportunity because he is a political activist and a social activist to mention that. But for me, the statement that I'm making here, boy, is that we have to find a way, despite our differences, despite the contentions and the enmity in relationships, that we have to find a way and a compromise and a way out to come back and to have some measure of unity. Because in our society, so for instance, Mr. Alexander, if Mr. Alexander says something about me, well, I hold her in the crutch, I'm in a crop for the rest of my life.
You only hear that.
I'm not forgiving. But we always have to find a way to let go and to move on. That's what it's about.
Never hear that from you.
Yes.
We won't hear that from you. Tell us what makes that difference, that we won't hear it, that you speak with such confidence.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. It will give me headache and belly pain and every pain you could think about just to hold somebody within here. My heart is too small for that. It doesn't make sense. Too many people are dropping dead from, I am not doing that. I forgive. I forgive.
And it's not always the easiest of things, but it's something that has to be done. It has to be done. Sam, did you forgive your rival lover?
Come to the play and you'll find out.
Hear my boss talk?
Yeah.
I can't give away.
Give out every
No, and I'm asking for a reason. I want individuals, when you decide to go look at the play, I want you to go with questions in your mind. And as the play unfolds, see whether or not you are really and truly getting the answers from them. Is it possible you could find in society a woman in love with two men? Interesting.
Is it possible to find the opposite?
Is it possible that you can find the opposite?
I have an answer for that one.
What's the answer?
So, maybe I shouldn't be spreading this business out there. But there was a young man who was in love with my sister, but he was seeing somebody else. And I happened to get a ride with him down. And this is many, many years ago. And I asked him, so, what's the story? You love her or you love her? And he said, boy, I love both of them.
Yeah. Both of them?
Both of them.
That's a calypso.
That's powerful.
I don't know if I believed him because he didn't end up with either of them. But either way.
You know, it just only highlights some of the interesting anomalies and different variations of things that happens in life. And you hear of it, you see it, you live with it. You know what? Only time will tell exactly how it unfolds. So let's talk about tickets. Where can we get tickets?
Go to FET. You can get tickets from Labukan Creative Center, GCNA Complex, and also Grenadian Optical, both in Melville Street, St. George's, and Spiceland Mall, Montrouge. So that's where you can get tickets.
And also for the Grenville shows, St. Andrew's Pharmacy.
Thank you, Sam. Yes.
St. Andrew's Pharmacy.
Yes.
Yeah. Remind us of the dates, starting times.
Well, we started 2 weekends ago, and we're running this weekend again. 8 o'clock on Saturday, 6 on Sunday. And when we go to Grenville, it will be on the 7th. That's 8 o'clock, the 7th of June. There. So that's it.
I am tempted to just wrap this segment, but there's another side of me who says what that is saying. You know what? Joe, you're not going to give in that easy. You can't let Sam just walk in here. We end the segment and not even give us 30 seconds. You decide where along the plot. But give us 30 seconds of that character.
You know what, for this play, it's a little difficult because I don't have very many speeches or monologues or so. It's a lot of back and forth because just like real life, conversation happens between two people.
Tabanka conversation?
Yeah, plenty of that.
You get excited when I say Tabanka conversation.
That's what the whole play is about. So, I mean, what I said about the 80%, those are lines verbatim from the play.
Right.
And the lines about singing Sandra, the lost generation. If we don't find them, they will find us.
Something you hinted to, let me just ask you before we wrap this segment. You hinted to, and from maybe Francis, you can talk to us about that too. The new generation that has this seeming displeasure of wanting to, and I don't say that they don't like school. I think they just don't have a full appreciation for what a traditional classroom setting is. Do you think so? Is it that they just don't like school, Francis?
Yeah, because our education system is a big failure. I mean, based on the World Bank, and I think it's a big shame to hear that the World Bank is going to tell the Caribbean that your education system is failing, because the way we go through in the classroom is a teacher comes to teach, you have to sit, take notes, cram, and then regurgitate what they tell you. To me, where learning is concerned, you have to be inspired you have to inspire the children to think independently, to be creative. It's like I saw an African comedian was saying, the white man come to Africa. He teach all of us English. Never teach us how to plant. So all Africans know they can talk English and they're all starving.
Was that deliberate?
Yeah, that was the one. So I don't think it's really because education is supposed to prepare you for life, and I don't think that we're doing a good job whatsoever. And the classroom, I don't know if I will have survived in this present time, because to sit, go to school 8:30, finish 3:30, whatever it is, and just have to sit for the majority of time. I like what I use that is called drama in education, where you make learning exciting, make your classroom fun, challenge the children to think, to create. And that's what I think. That's
I ask you, because I know it's a dilemma a lot of parents have to deal with.
Yeah.
But for me, I've come to realize that it isn't the case that they don't like school. They just have not yet and embrace this notion, as you said, of going and sit in a classroom. And keep in mind that the generation that's in school now, that's the post-COVID generation. So when they were in primary school, they spent their last 2 years getting ready to go into secondary school remotely. And after they've done that, we then say to them, go sit in a classroom. These are the generation that's lost in their gadgets and their devices. They have it all home. They have a digital world at home. And when they go into the classroom, all of a sudden, is chalk dust in their face.
But education should be fun, and it's not in the Caribbean, it's not fun. Learning is supposed to be fun. Like when I learned, I was in preschool, I learned through nursery rhymes.
Right.
On the tables, that I learned it through nursery rhymes, the days of the week, the months of the year, all these things, that's how I learned it. When I teach, I make my classroom fun. I used to teach in Tam CC many years ago. I think Sam was in the class. And despite it, children used to run to come to class. When I do so, the same course at SGU, a 3-hour course, 3-hour class every Friday. And time flew much quicker than people thought because it was fun.
Quite interesting.
Yeah,
Lady Alexander, what's your thoughts on the modern generation? And that seeming, and I say that seeming dislike that they have for school.
Yeah.
Is it really that they don't like school, or what say you?
I would not say that they don't like school. According to what the majority thinks that they are bored in school, they are. But also the gadgets, as according to you. And I think parents made it that way, you know. They're home and you don't get them outside, they're inside all the time. The children of today do not know what's going on outside. So they're inside all the time, so they come out, they go to school, and they have to mix with other children, and that's a problem, because they do not know how to do this face-to-face socialization, and I think it's creating a lot of problems. The two brothers sit down, and one is texting each other, and I think we have to go back to the drawing board and get children to know how to plant, how to do things outside. I did agriculture science in school, and we went out and we plant and we reap, and we saw how it was to grow this, that, or the other, how to kill a chicken. I had to kill a chicken as part of my agriculture science class. I mean, these are things that we did. Are these things happening now?
Wow.
You know?
Look how this conversation is taking.
I will tell you something, Joe. Even me, I never liked school. I mean, even when I went to GBSS, what I liked was sports. So during the 70s, when they had all this uprising and the shooting and all, I was happy because I'm going to play cricket. I never enjoyed the academics.
I love school.
Yeah.
And it is a conversation. It's a daily conversation.
Yeah.
My son's and he says the same thing. And the mother gets, how could you not? Yeah. And I've realized more and more, it's not that he doesn't like school, but as you said, for them going and sit in front of a teacher.
Yeah, and the teaching method, again, because for instance, I remember when I was practice teaching in Jamaica, there was a textbook that the children, a storybook, they wouldn't read it at all. So we did drama in education, so we found out what the problem was. We read the book, and then we went into the classroom and said, listen, the drama in education, you have to frame the students. Say, we understand that you are the most outstanding actors in Jamaica, and we are getting ready to do a movie, and you have to audition.
Right.
The name of the movie or the same name of the book that they would not read. So he said, but you have to come back and audition for a part, but you will have to know the story. Next week they came back. We have to ask, I mean, when you ask them to give us a character sketch where the story is set, they were able to tell you, because you made it excited for them, rather than just.
But did you do the movie?
No, it wasn't a movie. We just framed it and tell them. I mean, it's a movie. It's actually just to get them to learn to read the book. So drama in education just motivates you to do the subject.
But that was wrong.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. Quite interesting. But that's a conversation, Sam, I would agree. You initiated it, but it's a conversation we have to take to a different time and place. But what I do want to say to you before we take the break, though, that we need to be able to find that place where we can communicate with our young people, whether it's our sons, our daughters, nieces, and nephews. They trust me. I always say to people, say, well, when we were growing up in the 60s, and believe me, while I understand the nature of the conversation, I keep saying, this generation 20 years from now, if we're still here, they will be saying what we were saying back then. When we were growing up, we had the best time. And every generation is going to compare. Are these children going to go outside more? I don't. Honestly, I don't think so. They're not going to go outside more. They'll be on the inside, sitting around doing their do. But certainly, I want to encourage you parents to allow your children to experience the glory of both worlds. Don't let them just sit inside like a stooges and wonder what next. But the point that you make about them, the inability to socialize, my son's going to come home and then, what are you doing? I'm talking to my friends. But you in school with them all day. We all have to talk about, and they would spend hours we are talking about. And I realized the sort of conversation they have face to face is not the same conversation they have when they're in that digital realm. They're into a gaming realms and they're discussing different things. And that's what makes them complete. But anyway, folks, this weekend, Labukan Creative Center. Time
8 o'clock on Saturdays, 6 o'clock on Sundays.
And they should look to invest how much time I buy you? 1 hour, hour and a half,
no,
2 hours?
The play is 2 hours long.
2 hours long.
There was an intermission midway through the entire play.
What do I get during intermission?
There's snacks.
What kind of snacks?
Drinks.
What kind of snacks?
Joe, I want you to come and see when you.
Yeah, but that's the play.
Yes.
I wonder what I'm getting during intermission.
Edible snacks.
Edible snacks?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, was that going to be divine?
Yeah.
Would it be divine?
You can get wine. I'm not a barman. So you have to call the back people.
Folks, you leave the conversation there. Yeah. Get your tickets while it's ready. And if by chance I can't get a ticket and I show up, you wouldn't tell me.
Well, it's best that you call before to make the reservation.
Oh,
yes. So you can call to make a reservation.
And by what's that number?
Well, it's 440-1353 or 403-1353.
What about WhatsApp?
1353.
What about WhatsApp?
Well, that's you can get it on 403-1353 at WhatsApp.
Okay, you know that's what the young people start saying. Yeah. They will not remember the direct number. Yeah. Tell them it's on WhatsApp or tell them it's on one of those social media platforms, and it gets them excited. Folks, that's what's happening this weekend. Remember it. We also getting ready for King of the Grill. One of our partners in King of the Grill this year is Budget Foods. When they come back, also distillers as well as my boy Bubbles. He's on the inside. We're not inside here, but he's part of the conversation. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, you're going to go start doing some laundry, getting some clothes to soak, because on Sunday, you know where you're heading. Kirani James Bolivar for 8 o'clock. We'll be right back.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting, and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Union to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm committed to us?
She made me feel some measure of warmth, maybe even passion. If I decide to do this, I'll be doing it for you, no one else.
Labukan presents Rivals, playing at Labukan Creative Center, GCNA Complex, all weekends in May, Saturdays 8 p.m., Sundays 6 p.m., and Deluxe Cinema Grenville, Saturday, June 7, 8 p.m. Tickets from Grenadian Optical, Labukan, St. Andrew's Pharmacy, and Go to Fit at $75. Sponsors Bryden & Miners Limited, Knights Auto, Sandals, GBN, Republic Bank, Trios Auto, Corp Bank, and Huggins. It's Rivals by Francis Urias Peters. Don't you miss it.
You better come back, boy. You better come back.
A
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinaire Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
Whether you're a culinary expert like me, okay, I'm joking, I'm not an expert, I'm a novice, or a novice like me, we have the products for you to assist you on your culinary journey. Let us start with the seasoning. This is the foundation. This is where you start. So we have our small sachets here. As you can see, we have chicken, we have fish, we have all-purpose, we have the flavor, the pot, various sizes. We have the shakers here in 125 gram as well in the same flavors. And if you want a larger format, we have it in the 200 gram. Remember, these things will be available at the GBN Maggie King of the Grill, and they're also available at your favorite store or supermarket nationwide.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's playing field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th. So don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you there.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm committed to us?
She made me feel some measure of warmth, maybe even passion. If I decide to do this, I'll be doing it for you, no one else.
Labukan presents Rivals, playing at Labukan Creative Center, GCNA Complex, all weekends in May, Saturdays 8 p.m., Sundays 6 p.m., and Deluxe Cinema Granville, Saturday, June 7, 8 p.m. Tickets from Grenadian Optical, Labukan, St. Andrew's Pharmacy, and Go to Fit at $75. Sponsors Bryden and Miners Limited, Knights Auto, Sandals, GBN, Republic Bank, Trios Auto, Co-op Bank, and Huggins. It's Rivals by Francis Urias Peters. Don't you miss it.
You better come back, boy. You better come back, back.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mulliner Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian.
Whoa, whoa. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. We'll be jamming here on a Thursday.
Welcome back, folks. Thursday evening, we're coming to you live from our studios up here at Observatory Road, the place that we affectionately call the Icebox. And if you're never really quite certain why it's called the Icebox, certainly one day you're going to get a full appreciation as to what it is. We're getting ready for the Maggie King of the Grill. It was the 7th of June, and it is set for Montrouge. Yeah, last year we were at the big parish. We made the journey back down to St. George now. I want to say thanks to our partners that has been on board with us. Thanks to Maggie, and Maggie has been with us for quite some time. It is one of those established names when it comes to cooking. And we say thanks to them for being part of that conversation. If you're Grenadian, if you're Caribbean, and you've never heard the name Maggie, then something has to be inarguably not right with you. Yeah. Then we want to say thanks. One of the newest partners that has come on board this year, Budget Foods, and as the name suggests, they provide you great, excellent quality products for some quite reasonably, so really astounding prices. You hear the prices and it is going to blow you away. Lady Alexander is in studio with us. We also have our friends from Grenada Bottling Company, you know, the makers makers of Clark's Court #1 rum, and certainly you want to keep that in mind. But we also want to remind you, and I know Mr. Nichols, who is looking at, he reminded you, while he wants you to drink his products, he would also want you to drink responsibly. Yes? So, Lady Alexander, you're in out, and of course, for those of you, yes, I want you to remember the brand. Remember this brand as well. Remember this brand as well. Well, I don't need to remember it, yes? Because if at any point in time somebody says to me, Joe, if I sleep and then I see child in my sleep, I waken up. I waken up screaming, Father in heaven, help me. I'm not going there.
But Joseph, it's not all for children. The Dr. Marco is for the adults.
That's why I was holding this one.
You see,
we're going to get to Dr. Marco, but I was referring to this baby here. This baby.
Dolphin.
If I see Pampers in my sleep, I dream it as a child waking up 11 o'clock and walking with child in the road. I'm waking up screaming, Papa God, no, no, no.
Not bad, right?
I just like to say it at the moment. But let's talk about the good thing though is that at Budget Foods, it's the one place you can go, Lady Alexander, that allows you to find everything that you need for the household.
Right. So tonight we decided that King of the Grill, and every member of the family wants to go to King of the Grill.
Yes.
So we don't want to leave anyone else. And so hence the reason why we decided to do the Dr. Marco and the Dr. Comfort for those who are dependent on, these diapers and pull-ups and pads. So we have a wide range at Budget Foods, and the prices are good. So we have a wide range of diapers. We have the Dolphin, we have the Bibbin, we have the Dr. Marco, the Dr. Comfort, and with prices. For instance, this one is an adult pull-up, and it's only $24.95 in it, and there are 10 conks in it, 10 units in it. Right. So generally, our prices are really, really good. And other than that, we have the wipes. So this is only 3 of our brands here. Prices are economical. They range from $4.95 to $6.95. Sorry. And we do not just use wipes for babies. You can carry this in your vehicle. So your hand is dirty, you take out a wipe and you clean your hand. Right. We are at the age now that we don't always have to run out and wash our hands, but we have something that cleans properly. So we have the wipes, we have that not just for babies, but they can be used for babies. They can be used for adults. But you go into King of the Grill and you have that in your bag. Because why? The little child who's running around is going to eat. And you don't want, when that child is ready to eat, that they're eating with their dirty hands. So you have the wipe and you just clean their hands. So hence the reason I want to make sure that people know that we have this product. This one is only $6.95. This is the most expensive of it. $4.95, $5.95. Those are the prices. We also want to make sure that your clothes are clean. We don't want you to go there smelly. So we just showcasing.
And I want you to take your time and say that part. Yeah.
You want me to go over it?
Yeah, don't come there smelly. Yeah.
So we want you to go there.
Some people don't quite reach that point in life.
You're eating food, right? so we have all the American Fresh. We are the agent for American Fresh in Grenada. And everyone who have used American Fresh knows that it is the best. And everyone who have not yet used it is a missing out part of their life.
They will find out sooner rather than later.
Right, they will find out. There are companies, when we just started American Fresh, who decided, well, I am not bringing an American Fresh. I'm not selling American Fresh.
Okay.
Until they realize they are losing money. So all of them now are selling American Fresh. We have the American Fresh spray that, disinfectant. We have the, well, this is just the smallest one. You might want to keep this in your car because you might just want to wash something up. And so this is the smallest one that we have with American Fresh. This is the dishwashing liquid. We have the laundry detergent. We have the bigger ones. These are just, samplers. So we range from 400 grams, which is this one, up to 5 kg.
So you cater for everybody along the economic ladder.
Right. And we have about 6 different flavors in it. So you have the ones, the dark hair, so you wash your dark clothes and it doesn't wash out, You have the Oxy, and the Oxy you use when you're washing your white clothes. You have this one, this have a tint of softener in it. So you don't always have to buy the softener. But generally they wash any clothes and they wash it good. But it's just preferred, this one, I like this one because of the softener in it, but I use all of it.
And I just want to remind some folks as you hear them at lunch, do not go blaming the products, especially when you have to wear your white clothes, those kids' whites. So for me, if I'm doing whites, I put my whites, put them to soak, and I would still, because most of us, we use washing machine, but we know washing machine and the old time hand wash is 2 different things. So for me, what I will do with the whites, behind the neck, on the armpits, I still use a good old faithful blue soap, get out some of the dirt, and then I put it in. I put it in the machine. But now some people may probably think, oh, it's not working. Well, maybe you probably need to do something different.
I remember the sun is really hot these days and you're sweating a lot. But also there are those machines nowadays that just soak the clothes for you.
And taking forever.
Yes, it takes forever, like hours, and you're washing. I'm like,
I heard a young lady was complaining that she didn't wash it the weekend. So some of the guy says, "Oh, just put it in the washing machine." She says, "Boy, that washing machine takes 2 hours." And by the end of the day, But I just want to remind the folks, as you get the product, yes, you get the products. You'd always want to make sure that there's some clothes, and then those, especially those that the kids wear. They run, they sweat, they jump. You may just want to take a little extra time when you are going through the washing process, because you would put those shirts in, and when they come back out, say Bonjay, the white looks
white. So I also want to mention our yogurt. It's one of the very popular yogurt that we have. It does not have to go in the television. In the refrigerator. It does not have to go in the refrigerator.
Well, you're on TV, so that's fine.
Yes.
It doesn't have to.
No, it doesn't have to be refrigerated. But if you like, you can do that, because I like to put it in the freezer just to chill a little bit before I eat it. But it's really economical. One of this is $2.05. If you buy 3 or over, like I said before, you always get a discount.
I just opened the vanilla.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have Eustace. It doesn't. Is there a spoon for it?
Well, honestly, I use a straw. Never using it.
A straw?
Yes. It takes a little while, but it comes up. That's what I use for mine. Because I'm at my desk and I feel like one, and I don't have a spoon, so I just use a straw. You could go ahead and open it and see what it looks like inside.
What do I use? This? Yeah? Well, it was just brought to my attention. Okay. Let's see. We improvise.
It's not too sweet.
It definitely isn't too sweet.
Yeah.
But I mean, you say it doesn't ever has to go into the fridge.
No.
Never.
No, it doesn't have to, but you can if you want. A lot of parents come in and buy it to put in their kids' lunch bag.
$2.05.
$2.05. Most people do not buy one, so they get the 20% discount.
I don't think women should ever buy one when they're buying yogurts. And yogurts are particularly helpful for women. And it's a nice addition to cereal. So for me, I am not necessarily the person to just eat yogurts like that. But if I'm having it, I would probably mix it into some one of those cereals that I have it as a little late evening snack, one of those sort of things. Yeah. So there is the vanilla, there is the banana as well.
So we have the we also have the strawberry, we have the fruit salad, we have the mango.
Oh, mango should be off the hook. Mango should be tasting off the hook. Okay, okay. And I saw you couldn't help. You brought me one of my favorite
divine.
drinks.
Yeah,
And this one is called Power Gold?
Power Gold. And the men generally like that. There are women who like it also, but generally.
It's a liqueur, okay.
Yeah.
And this, what's the price?
$16.95.
So still within the same price range?
Yeah. Again, if you buy 3, and most people come in and buy 3 because you get a discount. So anything you buy 3 of it, you get a discount.
Well, they say real bad man drinks what they drink from the calabash. And for everyone else, you know what we do because it's divine? We just pop the cap.
You really...
Real bad man drinking from the calabash. But for us, the grown-up ones, we drink straight from the bottle. You can't do that because you don't know what I'm drinking here because you don't shop at Budget Foods.
Budget Foods, yeah.
That's where we get this. But this is, again, 16% alcohol, and you would want to serve it. Remind you that you want to serve this really extra chill.
Yes.
Really extra chill. Really, really extra chill. Yeah. So, thank you, Lady Alexander, and thanks to all of you. We're going to come back later on to talk about some of the other products and what's happening inside of Budget Food. But we continue the journey as we move on to the 7th of June, where we head inside of Mount Rouge. Distillers, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenada Distillers, they are on board with us this year. The Caress Band is going to actually be offering us live entertainment on the day as well. So folks, reminding you, the King of the Grill starts on at 11 and it goes right into the evening. And as the day adds on, we add different elements to it. So when the kids go home, then the big boys, they're out to play. Tangela said it's good to know that what you're eating and from who you're eating. But it's good to know that you're drinking. But it's what you're drinking and from whom you are drinking. And we are drinking all our products, of course, from distillers. And there's one product in particular that stands out this year, my dear sir. Last week, he gave us a more trendy Western look. This week, he's offering a more softer, sportish apparel on national TV. I see you keep changing up the wardrobe.
My attire matches the cocktail and the occasion.
So last week was a little bit more sophisticated.
We were a little bit more sophisticated. We were having a conversation after pulling over. We pulled over for a conversation last time.
Today we're a little bit more sportish.
Today we're carrying a tiki torch on an island mule.
A what? A tiki? Say what? What's on an island mule?
A tiki torch.
A tiki torch.
On an island mule.
On an island mule.
Special treatment.
We're ready for a journey.
Yeah.
Take us there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the main event.
Oh God, my word.
Long awaited and very well missed. Today we have pure white cocktail. We're going to do an island mule with the pure white. And our special dark, which we're going to do a special treatment, a tiki torch. And also a splash or a touch of our Cameron liqueur, which is very tasty and filled with spices. Before I start, I always like to make sure Miss Alexander has her mocktail. So we're going to put this over here.
Thank you.
All right.
Because
got a special treat today.
Right.
Special treat today, so just bear with me here. I don't know if you can identify what I'm bringing up from behind the curtain.
Oh.
Special treat today.
What is that?
Fresh from the estate. Honey, honeycomb.
Awesome.
Harvested today. All right. So that's going to be our garnish.
So you said from the estate, your estate?
No, Grenada Distillers, the Bouchejou estate.
Oh, the Bouchejou estate. Yeah. Okay.
Joseph, this is awesome. It's not sweet. I am not into sweet, so it's not very sweet.
I'm getting a bit jealous, and jealousy is not a good spirit. Yeah.
So let me start whipping some things up right away, just so you don't feel left out at all.
I'm feeling left out already.
And I'm going to start.
But you all can't show off with me, right? I have a whole bottle here.
And I'm going to start with the mule, right? So I'm going to do 2 ounces of the pure white.
I wonder why you call it a mule, though. It makes you behave like a mule after you consume it.
It makes you stubborn, I think. It makes you stubborn. And on both drinks, we're going to just swing it. I'll put one Cameron.
That sort of drink that you make in there would be ideal for what occasion and for what gender? Is it gender specific?
No, this one, any occasion, especially with the season, carnival season coming up.
Right.
We also would encourage people to, stay away from, the plastic cups, and, even paper cups can also add up, pile up, and, create a mess. So walk with your own cup, When you're going out to party, it's actually good practice to, walk with your own cup. And so this is where our Clark's Coat special cups and glasses come in. Come see us. Come see us, get involved. We do have our loyalty program too that you can get involved with. And get
Talk to me about the loyalty program. I haven't heard much about it.
So that's coming along. It's in the making. I don't want to give out too much details just yet, but it's definitely in the making, coming at you soon. So what I'm doing is here, I got some lime juice in here, some mint leaves, and I'm just making sure that mint is extracted and goes into our little chemistry here.
Just for the edification process, the tools, the implements that you're using, do they have specific names to them?
Muddler. I use the muddler. So
it's a muddler. Okay.
Shaker. I'm sure you're familiar with the shaker. And this gives us our measurements.
And you highlight, you keep highlighting the fact that's important that it is used to give the drink proportion.
Yes.
That you don't
for the balance, well balanced. Right. Well balanced, yeah.
But while they are the boys they've been doing this thing for so long, they just average.
Yeah. So some guys are about the flair, What we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a little shake.
And remind us of the name again. The
Island Mule.
Island Mule. Yeah.
And some guys, it's got a little flair to it, put it there.
I normally flip it up, I flip it in the air.
No.
And I catch it halfway. Yeah. You can
When you come back, you can show us.
Listen, if I show you that, you losing your job,
Yeah, so we're gonna ice our glasses. You hear that goodness coming through there? All right.
Makes you behave like a mule.
Ginger beer.
Okay.
Top off.
That's just to soften it a bit.
Soften the blow.
Yeah.
And freshly harvested honeycomb. And of course, lime wedge. Beautifully presented. I don't know if you can have, maybe your aide can deliver.
Yes, my aide is going to My aid is good. I'm one of the few guys that every week I get to have different aides on the show. I'm not sure she's having chest pain. I pray God that's not the case. I said aid. She offers this wonderful smile, and but I don't know if that's a sign that says, can I try it myself? If that's what it is, the answer is yes. The aides are allowed. They are allowed. You are allowed to try a drink. So feel free. Feel free.
That would make sense.
If you don't go try it, I'm gonna keep my promise and not call your name. Yeah. Yeah. So
all right, and then we're gonna move right into the special treatment, aka the tiki torch. Okay. So,
folks, you guys know there's a hand that presented to me.
We're gonna do same two.
But hold on, before you go, I really want to hold this up. It says, so there is the honeycomb, lime, and there is, my Lord, this is fresh mint from the garden.
Harvested today, everything freshly harvested.
I have a habit, I'm not sure if you folks are used to this, but I don't ever allow.
Okay, to go to waste.
You want to try it, lady?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you will?
Yeah.
I want to see the expression on your face when you try it.
No, when I was younger, my dad actually used to bring honeycomb home for us.
No, not the honeycomb, the mint itself.
The mint leaf.
I have this plant in my garden, so I know.
So that's like the chocolate.
And it is easy for folks, listen, folks, if you just let you know, so it's good for its purposes. But if you're home and you probably just, you brush your teeth already, yeah? But you just need to run up by the neighbor.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that you're on point. Yes. Just grab a few of these leaves. And it gives your breath a flavor that is out of this world.
It's as if you're sucking a mint. Yeah.
Yes. Because you get that rich, natural, minty flavor. And you could always add a piece of ginger with that. And believe me, the tips are normally free, but tonight it's $150.
Pricey.
It is quite pricey. So this is the mule.
That is the island mule. So usually we'd have like a Moscow mule with vodka, Mexican tequila, island mule, rum, pure white.
This is soft. It is quite soft, and I was surprised. Because we use the pure white, and the pure white traditionally is known for hitting you hard. Not this. It's not this. It's chemistry. A nice drink. You run off for a little lunch. Yeah. You want to keep within the spirit of the season, but you don't want anything too heavy because you have to go back to work. The mule works. It's going to carry you back in fight style.
You can hold the torch on your way in,
Okay, so that's the mule.
That's the mule. And now we're going to go into special treatment, aka the tiki torch.
The tiki torch. Okay. So what are we using as the base?
Special dark.
Special dark.
Special dark, yes, for its chocolatey notes, rich flavor, rich texture. I'm gonna stir my special dark and my camera horn. Give that a stir. A little lime juice. About 1 ounce of that.
Why do you stir it and then you shake it?
No, stir. You stir or you shake. Yeah. So this one is a stir.
So what happens if you go by the bar and the bartender decides he's not going to stir. He's going to shake my mule.
Well, you know what happens when you shake a mule? It starts to kick. So I don't think you'd want,
the full nature comes out.
I don't think we'd want a mule kicking at a bar,
So folks, those of you that's just joining us, I've had the mule, and I must say that I think sometimes the challenge to some people and them not consuming alcohol is that we have, Alexander, those preconceived notions as to how this is going to taste. And when I saw the pure white, I'm like, say, jump, where? And look, as dung it out.
Top off, ginger beer.
Now, I want my assistant to sample it.
But sounds like there's a but coming in.
Yeah, there is a but, and I did promise my assistant, I was going to tell my assistant she had to taste it on national TV. So, but no, we're going to give it to her. She's going to sample it, and she's going to write down, she'll tell me, and I'll tell Grenada exactly what her response to it was.
I'll get my splash of, topping off with a splash of pineapple juice.
And keep it in mind, Alexander, that the pineapple juice can be found at Budget Food.
That's right.
Yeah. So you can get your pineapple at Budget Food. Go to Next Barrel House, purchase all of the other products. The mince, fresh from the garden, the plantation, as it is, and the honeycomb. Oh my word!
Yeah. So look, you could take this one.
So my aide, I'm not going to disclose her name. When she joins me live on TV, maybe in a week or two, we'll go back and remind the folks. Folks, you remember what's in about the aid? But no, we won't put you on the camera. No, we won't. We promise. On my Boy Scout badge, my honor. If you show up on TV, it has nothing to do with me. But you won't. But I want you to stand up then. I want to see the expression on your face.
Because you look.
Yeah, let me help you.
Listen, you're not on TV.
You're not on TV. No.
That is cloudy though.
Wow.
Hold on.
Just take her hand, not her face. Put her hand, put it on. I really want Grenada to see this. Ah, wow.
Okay.
Like, wow.
No, yes. No, put your.
She said bye.
Tricking you about what?
She said bye.
You know, sometimes they say the things we fear the most.
She said bye. No. You're not catching me today.
What, you were worried that we were going to put you live on TV? Yeah? I'm not worried about that anymore. Oh my goodness. So remind us of the names. So Aid, she had the
special treatment, aka the Tiki Torch.
The Tiki Torch. So we had the Tiki Torch, and we had the what mule?
Island Mule.
The Island Mule, yeah.
Pure white.
I tell you what, this Island Mule takes you around the Grenada, and you're coming back in one piece. You come back in one, unless you were abusing it. Yeah, and it's one of the things I know, and I keep saying that Mr. Nichols or anybody they would really encourage you not to, one, you do not consume alcohol if you're underage, under no circumstances. The team will never encourage you to do that. Parents, take responsibility for your children's action. Yeah, I would always want to make sure that you drink responsibly. If you know you're going out and you're going to you want to take a couple trip to that mule, make sure you have yourself a designated driver. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to join our friends from inside of Grenada Paper Products. It's a pre-recorded piece that I'll introduce to you, and then we're going to come back to wrap up with the friends from Budget Foods and Grenada Distillers. We'll be right back.
Whoa. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Union to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm committed to us?
She made me feel some measure of warmth, maybe even passion. If I decide to do this, I'll be doing it for you, no one else.
Labukan presents Rivals, playing at Labukan Creative Center, GCNA Complex, all weekends in May, Saturdays 8 p.m., Sundays 6 p.m., and Deluxe Cinema Grenville, Saturday, June 7, 8 p.m. Tickets from Grenadian Optical, Labukan, St. Andrew's Pharmacy, and Go to Fit at $75. Sponsors Bryden and Miners Limited, Knights Auto, Sandals, GBN, Republic Bank, Trios Auto, Co-op Bank, and Huggins. It's Rivals by Francis Urias Peters. Don't you miss it.
You better come back, boy. You better come back.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinair Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
Whether you're a culinary expert. Whoa, whoa. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say.
It's not every day you get a chance to come in national TV and enjoy fresh mints. Really, really great. And honeycomb itself, I'm telling you, not the makeup honeycomb, but trust me, honeycomb straight from the plantation. We're getting ready for King of the Grill. It is set for the 7th of June at Monrouge. And I know there's some of you, I met a gentleman today, and he's like, JC, I know I'm late, but I need to get in. Can you squeeze me in? Well, I'll squeeze in as much people as I can, providing that you don't come when it is all slots are filled. Yeah, but if you out there and you need to be part of King of the Grill, please feel free to call 456-3454 and say, JC, I need to be in. We say thanks to Maggie, and they've continued, they've been part of this conversation, but we want to say thanks to Innovation Grenada Limited. They've also come on board to be part of this conversation. Also on board with us for the first time this year is Budget Foods, and they're providing really great products, yeah, at some really, really, really great prices. And we have, as we've been on board with us for the last couple of years, Grenada Paper Products. Now, what I'm going to show you is a segment that was done, recorded sometime ago, and that's with Godfrey and I just chit-chatting about some of those wonderful products that you can get down there. So let's just run with that piece, and then we'll be back live in studio. Let's go, guys. Easy way to make our way to the horizon. You know, I'm not sure which harbor they're gonna allow us to enter, but certainly we are going to cherish the moment, Godfrey, because we're here, and Grenada Paper Products is on board again for another year.
Oh, definitely, and just now Cindy will be joining me, because I really wanted to chat with Cindy a bit. But these are some of the brands that we manufacture right here. You can see our factories at the back of us. So this is some of the brands that we manufacture. Of course, starting with our towels, we have the Royal Paper Towel, and Cindy has just joined me, Joe.
Marina and Julie, Cindy, a pleasure being here with you. Talk to me about some of the great products that you offer.
Okay, so what we have here at Grenada Paper Products, we are the manufacturers of paper towels, paper napkins, and toilet paper. Our three major brands in the paper towel, as you can see, Royal, Quick and Easy, and Horizon. We also have napkins in two brands, Royal and Quick and Easy, and you could get it in 3 different sizes. You can get it in the 250 size, 100 size, and a 50 size. And for our 4 main toilet paper brands, we have displaying here today. Harbor Bay, you could get it in single and 6-pack. We have Super Value. You could also get it in single and 6-pack. Spring Soft, and we have the lovely Cherish that everyone knows about.
I hope I don't throw you off a game, but for every company, every product, they have what you refer to as a competitive advantage. What sets you apart from everybody else?
Well, the good thing is we are local, and you need to support local. So this is what sets us apart. And our brand are very observant and very good to use, climate friendly, eco-friendly. Yeah. And you can get it at any supermarket island-wide.
The last time I bought a particular product, and I sat down, I had nothing to do, so I started counting the plank. I wanted to figure out how economical it is. And when I compare your product with the others, I'm like, wow, I have to make sure I support not just local, but Grenada Paper Products, because I get more. I get more.
For example, the toilet paper, we have 500 sheets, so you get more on the roll to do your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our products are virgin ply, so it's not recycled; it's virgin ply.
I want to jump in a little bit, because you mentioned about counting ply just now. And I think it's important that we put this out there. Now, sometimes you go to a supermarket to purchase a roll of toilet tissue, and you look at it and it looks all bulky and you wonder, well, this is a bigger one. But I want people to understand the importance of paying attention to a little writing. Now, all paper you see, all tissue paper, they have that writing. Have a look at it. 300 sheets. All right, so it gives you the specifications. All right, now what you would realize is that some of the rolls that appear to be big, in fact, what they have done is increase the size of the core, the inner core, so that the roll appears bigger. But when you look at the sheet count, you'd realize sometimes you see 260, 280. Right. But CARICOM standards, we maintain that. And so we do not do anything less. In fact, the standard dictates that you cannot have a roll less than 300 sheets. So that's very critical. So folks, when you go to the supermarket to get your toilet tissue, you need to pay attention to the size of that inner core and also pay attention to the sheet counts. So this is the 300. So we have the 500 sheet counts as well. And the same applies. You look at the core. So our core is standard. The 300 sheet core is standard just as the 500 sheet. So you can actually see the difference, but you know in the case of our 500 sheet and our 300 sheet, you are not deceived. You get 500 here and you get 300 here. So we don't have to increase the size of our core to make our rolls appear bigger. And that is very, very important for our viewers and shoppers too.
Well, folks, when you talk about maintaining some core values, that's exactly what is it that they are doing. So folks, we want to say the folks at Grenada Paper Products, well done. We are moving along and well, guys, yes, so that was us last week. We were down on the south of the island with our friends from Grenada Paper Products. The journey continues tomorrow, and guess where we are going to be tomorrow? You listen, if I tell you won't believe, tomorrow we're heading inside of Tempe. And guess who's inside of Tempe? Our wonderful friends from Grenada Paper Products. We'll be there from 1 o'clock. Come across and meet the whole kit and caboodle. There are those who's going to be celebrating. No names, no warrants. Yeah, but you can come. If you come tomorrow, heads up. If you come tomorrow, you'll be surprised to know who's celebrating their birthday. These Mayborners, as those mayors as we call them, that celebrates on the 16th. Mayors celebrate, yeah, we look through the entire month, but then there are the special ones that celebrate at the middle of the month, the 16th. If you join me tomorrow, anytime from between 1 and 2 tomorrow, you get a special treat. You get a wonderful, glorious smile, and you'll get an appreciation for everything else that you can get inside of budget food. Yeah? So folks, I need help though. I need help. I need somebody to help me. Listen, I find myself in a pickle. And it's not very often I find myself short on words. But I don't know how I plan to keep up the syndrome but I tell you what though, and I'm gonna drop the lime in this one. Anybody, Tim, somebody come and help me. I can't do this. Mr. Neckers, please. Let me just keep my eyes on the time. We're almost out of time either way. Folks, all good things must come in, but before we say goodbye, we always need to remind you of a few things. So Lady Alexander, we need to always remind them. We need to keep pounding this. 3 reasons why we need to shop at Budget Foods. 1,
we have nothing there that is of substandard quality.
Nothing that is of substandard quality.
2, prices are good.
Prices are good.
And 3, our customer service surpasses it all.
And their customer service surpasses all. And I'll tell you something about the customer service. That I know sometimes it's not something that we are culturally into. There's nothing that beats a great experience. And I remember there was a couple years ago, I went into a particular business unit in the south of the island. And as I walked towards the door, the person opened the door for me and they says, "Good day. Thank you for coming to." And I was like, "You opened the door for me?" And I was like, wow. Well, I tell you what, I'm not sure that the door will be open for you at Budget Foods. But I can promise you, for everything else, they'll take you to another level. Remind us, Lady Alexander, the hours and what's happening tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
So tomorrow, the hours, our opening hours at Budget Food is from Mondays to Friday. And we start at 8 o'clock in the morning, we end at 5 in the p.m.
Right.
Tomorrow we are going to be there with the team from GBN, the team from Grenada Paper Products, and the team from Grenada Distillers.
The whole kit and caboodle is going to be there tomorrow.
We're going to have fun.
We're going to be having fun. We'll be celebrating all you May-borns, all you mayors, as you call them, particularly those that's born on the 16th. No name, no warrant. But of course, I want to send out advance happy birthday greetings to a dear friend of mine. Yeah, a very dear friend of mine. And I'm going to call names so you start wondering and asking questions, but that's going to remain off the record for now. This Distillers. Oh, by the way, Lady Alexander, contact numbers. How do we find you?
Our number there is 440-3663. 440-3663.
If by chance you can't remember the number, you can't remember Lady Alexander, but you're on the wheels, remind them where you are located?
We are at Tempe in the old soap factory building.
In the old soap factory building. And if that doesn't really quite help, give me a call. So JC, I remember you had Lady Alexander with you, but I can't remember the number. What is the number? And I will provide it to you. I'll give you an inside connection. Yeah, you know, life is about your sphere of influence. I'll connect you on the inside. We also have to say thanks to our friends from Distillers, and we're going to ask. We need to find out what are three things that sets Distillers apart from their competitors. What say you, my dear sir?
Legacy, legacy, legacy.
That's how you cheat in an exam. Legacy, legacy, legacy.
Legacy is like location, location, location. You know, legacy. Clark's Coat is family owned.
Yeah.
Grenadian, family owned. It's quality. There's quality assurance in every product. Smooth. There's elegance. There's eloquence. There's fun. There's a good time in every bottle. We have over 26 products, and each one has been given that same care and attention so that when you consume, it takes you to that place.
It takes you to that place, not that place that some of you, for all the wrong reasons, wants to go. But at Distillers, we do encourage you to drink responsibly. And underage drinking, that's for us is a no. So we say thanks to the entire kit and caboodle, thanks to our friends at Maggie, thanks to our friends from Budget Foods. We're getting ready for King of the Grill. Reminding you, if you have not quite registered as yet, either as a griller or as a vendor. A vendor, you have a product you want to sell, you want to be part of that King of the Grill experience, then you know what to do. The folks at Budget Foods, on the day they'll be giving you great products, great services, and you'll meet some of the great and friendly smiles that you get when on any given day. Join us tomorrow, come across, at 1 o'clock, the entire team is going to be there, and we say advance happy birthday greetings to me. Yeah, I am one of those mayors that's celebrating tomorrow, along with the rest of our friends, but we keep those a secret. What happens in the studio stays in the studio. Until then, peace and love to you as we continue the journey to Montrouge. It is on the 7th of June. Yes, King of the Grill 2025. Until then, so long, everybody.
Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say, I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box.